everybody, it's your boy Cmoney back with another video, and today we're talking about Monday Night Raw, live from Dusseldorf, Germany. I think, yeah, Germany. Because SmackDown was in Berlin, and now we're here in Dusseldorf, Germany. Because I guess they're on some tour here. Because like next week they're gonna be in Ireland and stuff. Or right, yeah, I'm pretty sure, or UK, London, right? Because I think because the Royal Rumble's in Riyadh. They're just making their way like around, like right, going on tour like how they normally do, right? But this Monday Night Raw was from Dusseldorf, Germany, and it actually happened earlier in the day because it's nighttime. But by the time you're watching this, it'll be morning, it'll be just afternoon, whatever. Because Raw happened for my time. It happened at like 2 o'clock, so I was able to watch it and film nighttime. But I'm not going to upload this. You'll see this right tomorrow when it's light out. Yeah, but so Monday Night Raw, it was pretty good. I'm sorry, dates. January 12th, 2026 episode of Monday Night Raw, coming off of the January 5th episode of Monday Night Raw, Stranger Things, all that, which again was kind of a letdown. Just saying, and so I guess they had some little cleaning up to do, I guess. But this episode of Raw wasn't terrible, wasn't great, but it was good. There was some good action. Let's talk about it. Raw starts off with the women's tag team champions, Rio, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, who won the titles from Kabuki Warriors last week, and they're talking new champs and all that. Then they get interrupted by Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, Judgment Day. Then out come Bayley and Lyra. They all want a shot, right? Kabuki Warriors then attack the champs, and then all brawl starts happening. Rhea and Io end up on top. Sets up a triple threat tag match for the women later on. Winner will become #1 contenders for the women's tag belts at Saturday night's main event. Fast forward to that match. Judgment Day picks up the victory. Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, they win, and they will face Rhea Ripley and Io Sky for the titles at Saturday night's main event. So that's cool. I mean, that's good. We get the Rhea and Liv rivalry back on. So that's cool, I guess. Javon Evans defeats Bravo Americano Tyler Bate. Wait, is he Tyler Bate? Yes, he's Tyler Bate, and then Ryo Americano is Pete Dunne, right? Or vice versa. I don't know. Again, it's stupid. And then obviously Ludwig Kaiser is El Grande Americano. But yeah, so Javon Evans picks up the victory over Bravo Americano, and then they all try to attack him 3-on-1, but Javon's able to escape. So, good win for Javon Evans. But begs the question, because Royal Rumble's coming up, right? Are we going to see Chad Gable come back, right? And if Chad Gable does come back, is he going to be El Grande Americano again? Or is he just going to go back to doing his own thing? Hopefully he just, even though I guess he would have to be ignoring the whole El Grande Americano thing. Honestly, ignore it. Have Chad Gable just go back to doing his own thing and have him win a freaking championship. Chad Gable deserves a championship. Give it to him, please. If he comes back, which hopefully he will at the Rumble. Because I think he should be healed up right now. I think, he had a shoulder injury, I think, or something like that. Hopefully he'll be able to come back at the Rumble. But we'll see. CM Punk comes out. CM Punk, after successfully defeating Bron Breaker last week, what's next for CM Punk, right? And, he's talking about, obviously, we're on the road to WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble's coming up. Elimination Chamber, right? Who interrupts him? Finn Balor. Finn Balor, who really is the only active male member of Judgment Day, because both JD's injured. Dom is injured, but we haven't really... There's been no, concrete, confirmation, I guess, because Dom's still the IC champ. They haven't stripped him or anything. So is this a work? Is this... Because I think Dom got injured at a AAA event, but they haven't really, stripped him of the belt or anything like that. So is he just going to stay off and not show up and still be champ? What are they going to do with Dom? But so he's just injured as of right now. JD's actually injured, or at least just out. So Finn Balor's the only like male member of Judgment Day, and I think he made a promise last week saying, or the week before, I forget which one it was, about how, now, like, this is his time now, and everyone's saying, oh, finally, Finn Balor push, Finn Balor singles push, please. Well, he comes out and he challenges CM Punk to a match for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it was funny, though, because, like, I think when CM Punk first won the championship, he was naming off guys he would want to face for the belt and all that. Finn Balor was one of those guys, because, right, he's talented. But then Punk's like, yeah, I said that. What? Because when did he win the belt? Like a couple months ago? Few months ago, Punk won the belt, and then he goes, yeah, I said that. But where the hell have you been since then? I said that months ago. You show up now? Right? So then they just start getting heated into it. Punk's like, all right, let's go, me and you, right now. But Balor's like, no. I want to do this in front of my people, Ireland, next week. So next week, they're in Belfast, Ireland, I think, where Finn Balor and Punk will face off for the world title. That match is going to be good. Also, in next week in Belfast, Ireland, there will be the rematch between Maxine Dupree and Becky Lynch. Remember, Becky Lynch took the IC title from Maxine last week. And now they're going to have their third match, right? Maxine gets her rematch next week in Belfast. Becky Lynch is probably going to retain, because I heard this on the right. I heard, why did Maxine Dupree lose? I was not happy about this. Right? Why did they have her lose? Because they want to do, or at least this is what I heard, and I guess it makes sense. They want to do Becky and AJ at WrestleMania for the women's IC belt. Which, I mean, I get, but then why put the belt on Maxine in the first place? Because, like, yeah, all right, I don't know. Like, but, because even though it was a short run, she still held the championship, and that's a big moment for her, so I'm not trying to say. But, I don't know, I just think, why put the belt on her if your whole plan all along was just to have Becky and AJ, right? Or at least have Maxine hold it on for a little bit longer, right? But she still won it, and she was still champ, so it's an accomplishment for her. And they're most likely going to do Becky and AJ one-on-one at WrestleMania. So I guess that makes sense, but whatever. And I think CM Punk is probably going to beat Finn Balor, because, again, Punk's going to go into Rumble, Chamber, especially because that's in Chicago. He's going to go into Mania as champion. That's my thought. Then we had Raquel Rodriguez bragging about how she took out Stephanie Vaquero last week, because remember she had that injured foot or injured leg, whatever, and Raquel attacked her, damaged it even more. And what happens? Raquel's bragging on the stage. Stephanie Vaquero comes out. All the referees are trying to hold her back and stuff, or whatever. And then Raquel goes to the back. She's like, this injury will not stop me, all that. Then Raquel attacks her, slams her foot down again. And which was very interesting. Raquel picks up the championship and slams it onto Vaquero's foot. I'm like, yeah, that hurt, but why are you slamming the belt like that? You don't slam the championship belt like I get it if you're going to hit him with the belt. She full on went with the belt. Like, gosh. Those are expensive belts, man. No, but just, yeah, and then Raquel standing over Stephanie Vaquero again, which begs the question, like, are they actually going to put the belt on Raquel Rodriguez? I wouldn't be against it, because, yes, I would like to see Raquel, get that singles push too, right? But, again, are they ready to take it off Vaquero, right? And I love Stephanie Vaquero, so I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. We'll just have to wait and find out. And then we had Bron Breaker has lost his freaking mind. Now we can finally get to the title of the video, right? Bron Breaker has lost it. Like, losing to CM Punk last week broke him because he went crazy. Bronson Reed and Austin Theory of the Vision went up against Dragon Lee and Penta, and the match ends in a DQ because out of nowhere, Bron Breaker comes and I still cringe. I've seen Bron Breaker hit a spear how many times? Like hundreds of times. And I still cringe because, oh my god, that spear he hit on Dragon Lee killed him. And and then he hits a big spear on Penta, and then he tries to hit another spear on Dragon Lee, but Adam Pearce comes out and it's like, no, stop, because Adam Pearce already warned Paul Heyman. He's like, look, I know Breaker's going to be mad about losing, all that. If he shows up here, tell him don't start anything, I'm not in the mood. But Bron Breaker, he don't care. He starts some crap. As I said, spears Dragon Lee, spears Penta. Then, while Adam Pearce is yelling at Bron Breaker, Bronson Reed hits the tsunami on Penta. Then Adam Pearce gets in his face. Then Breaker hits another spear on Dragon Lee. And Adam Pearce goes back to Breaker. He turns him around. He's like, Achah! And he's like, I'm fucking done with this shit. Starts cussing and everything. And then Breaker grabs Adam Pearce, shoves him in the corner, is like, what are you gonna do? Just starts yelling at him. And everyone's like, and Paul Heyman's like, no, get off him. They pull Bron Breaker off of Adam Pearce. And then Adam Pearce is like, again, just yelling, you're gonna find all that, just yelling. They finally, and what was funny is that when they're on like the ramp, and like Bronson Reed and Austin Theory are taking Bron Breaker to the back. Paul Heyman's trying to talk to Adam Pearce. Okay. Logan Paul comes up. Stop. He's going to kill you. Adam Pearce, he's going to kill you. Stop. Logan Paul, bro. He's like, brother, he's going to kill you. Stop. And I mean, it's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's Bron Breaker. Then we get to the backstage, and Breaker's just walking away. Adam Pearce is following him. Where the hell you think you're going? Then he gets in his face again and says, you are suspended indefinitely. He's suspended. They get Breaker out of there. And then Paul Heyman says something fairly interesting. He goes, that was a very big mistake. And he's like, yeah, what he did was a big mistake. And he's like, no, what you did was a big mistake. Because yes, Bron Breaker put his hands on you, but you put your hands on Bron Breaker first. Which is true, because before Breaker grabbed him and shoved him into the corner and stuff, Adam Pearce grabbed him and turned him around and so technically yes, Adam Pearce did lay his hands on Bron Breaker, nowhere near as bad as what Bron Breaker did, but technically still right. He touched him first, and I guess again, Adam Pearce being GM, you can't really do that. So and then the commentator said something like, oh, Paul Heyman is going to, do something with this, because they're probably going to fight to get Bron Breaker. Because, then it's not only, Adam Pearce put his hands on him first and then suspended him. So I think they're going something where, Paul Heyman might try to reverse that decision and maybe get Adam Pearce fired. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas here, but it's just the way they made it sound is that, Adam Pearce made a mistake because he technically touched Bron Breaker first and then suspended him. So I think Paul Heyman's just going to find a way to reverse that decision or something like that. Again, we'll see what happens with it, but... Oh, God, that was insane. No, Bron Breaker has lost it. And then we get to the main event for the first time ever. Gunther and AJ Styles. And what a match. These two were great. How does it end? With controversy. Because AJ Styles has Gunther in the calf crusher because AJ Styles said, I'm going to make Gunther tap out like a little bitch. Right? So... because that's what he's been saying about John Cena, all that. So he gets him in the calf crusher, What's Gunther do? He taps out on... because the referees on one side of them, Gunther taps out on the other side, the opposite side of where the referee is. So AJ Styles is like, he tapped. And the ref's like, what do you mean? AJ's like, he tapped. The ref's like, I didn't see it. And then because, again, even though Gunther tapped, the referee didn't see it, so it doesn't matter. So AJ's like, and the referee is looking at the timekeeper, and he's like, no, I didn't see it, doesn't count. The ref's distracted. Low blow by Gunther. Powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Gunther with the victory over AJ Styles. And then again, though, we look at the replay, and what do we see? Because from the other angle, because we didn't see it from that first angle, the other angle, you can clearly see Gunther was tapping out. But it was on the opposite side of the referee. The referee didn't see it, which means technically it didn't happen. If the referee doesn't see it, it doesn't count, it doesn't happen. But so Gunther picked up the victory. But still, even though it didn't count, AJ Styles made Gunther tap out. So it still happened. So what's next with these two? Because this ain't over by a long shot. I mean, everyone's saying Gunther's going to be AJ Styles is going to be the next one that gets retired by Gunther, because AJ Styles mentioned last year how 2026 is probably going to be his last year in wrestling, or at least in WWE. So Gunther, everyone's saying, oh, well, Gunther's going to be the one to beat AJ because he was the one to beat Goldberg and Cena. They're just going to have Gunther be like this, like, guy who retires everybody, right? So, like, is this rivalry going to drag on, like, all year, or is it going to stop and then continue later on in the year? I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Gunther outsmarts him, I guess, because, again, he tapped, but it was on the side that the referee wasn't on, so you could say he technically outsmarted him, and then he won the match. But we will definitely see those two go at it again. And that was it, guys. Again, Monday Night Raw, it was pretty good. Again, nothing, like, special, but it was definitely a good show. The crowd was hype, you know, again, whenever they go overseas like this, the crowd's hype, especially in some places like Germany and the UK and all that. And, yeah, again, I'm still in shock about Drew McIntyre, new WWE champion. Still in shock. Make sure you go check that video out, my last video. And, yeah, guys, that's it. I thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe for more. And, yeah, that's all I have for you today. Love you guys again, and Cmoney is out.